Hearing aid?
No, we forgot.
He's like my dad. If he doesn't have that, the conversations are a little tougher. Great song.
There we go.
What famous show ended with this song?
I don't know. Weren't there several?
Oh, you guys, slackers. You might not have been born. Sopranos.
Oh, The Sopranos.
The last scene of The Sopranos. Remember? You've never seen The Sopranos?
Sopranos.
You didn't? Oh, it was really.
Too old for it.
It
Though.
was a little.
Young for it.
It was a little raunchy.
It might have been why.
Yeah, right. Great song though.
All right. Okay.
I mean, I really do.
I don't know where that music is coming from now.
I just requested it and it just showed up.
There it is.
Place is packed.
Okay.
Hey, Darren. How are you, man?
Private office disclosure,
Did I what? I'm sorry.
private office listing disclosure.
Ah.
We suggest that we use.
Who did this come from?
Gary Keller.
Oh, no, I haven't seen it.
It was in the growth call yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Probably a good idea.
Okay.
Use them. I'm sure you like this.
Okay. I need to read it.
2 or 3 times a year.
Yeah.
This thing's a seller. Won't be exposed to probably lower price.
They have to. Yeah. That's a real controversial thing right now. Yeah.
All right, everybody. Let's go ahead and get this meeting started. Hi, Jenny. How are ya? Good. Glad to have you. All right, guys. We're going to go ahead and kick off our weekly meeting. Sorry, I'm back. Apparently, I hear some going, yay, and woohoo. And then there's some like, Just kidding. I heard it was a huge party while I was gone last week.
Mimosas and Bloody Marys. Is that right? Shots.
I heard
yeah.
that. I heard that.
I did not.
Come
I
on.
did not.
You get cartwheels again too.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Enough.
We're just getting crazy here. All right. Well, I'm excited to be back. We were at family reunion last week down there in Atlanta. There was a group of about 9 of us, I believe, that went to Atlanta for family reunion. If you ever get the chance to go, please do. You all have the chance to go. Please do. Right, Darren? We have Mega Camp coming up in August. So let's put that on our calendar. Mid-August. It's in San Antonio. It's beautiful, nice and warm. Let's make a plan to do that. All right, but glad to be back. So let's start like we always start with, let's tell me something good. I want to hear something good. Think really hard.
Come on, guys.
Think.
Loosen up.
Yes, Shelby.
Saturday morning, I was just feeling down because I've done so much work for a lot of scholars and I just feel like I'm hitting a roadblock. And some friends called Friday night and said they might be interested in the house. And so anyway, Sunday afternoon, they touched base and I touched base. And then lo and behold, yesterday afternoon, we wrote an offer and it was accepted on this really cool acreage property in Hurstonville. So
Nice.
God, I think might have felt bad for me.
Oh,
Here's the push, the breakthrough.
Yeah.
push
Yeah.
that Finally have a break. So, but yeah.
yeah. So that was Sunday you got the call, you said?
Well, like Friday night.
Friday night.
You know, get pre-approved and then you have Sunday, they were like, okay, we're gonna do this.
So let's get pre-approved Friday. Let's do this Sunday under contract by Tuesday or Monday or whatever. Hey, I like that.
Wow. See if we could-
Okay.
Were these people in your database by any chance?
Yes.
Okay.
They're actually ex-family.
Okay. Perfect. Perfect.
All right. Well, good deal. Love that. That is something good. Thank you for sharing. Could all use a good story. Yeah, Carrie.
Morning, I decided we were not going for Christmas, so we were going back to the week.
Oh, nice. Yes.
Very good.
We'll be freezing to death here while you're
She won't even feel bad.
not at all.
They have food drinks down.
Things down there, and we will not be getting in a kayak this time.
No kayaks. Okay. Yes. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Right.
All right. Anybody else? What else we got? Something good. Steve.
My oldest completed his Eagle project on Saturday. So it's just a little bit of paperwork and I will have one done with, for the Girl Scouts.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Deal.
Yeah. Good one.
That's really cool. That's really cool. All right. Anybody else got something good you want to share? Anything. It could be little, it could be big. Business.
It's crazy hat day. My daughter at her preschool, so she went to school with this giant piranha on her head.
Piranha.
Hat. It was adorable, but it made me laugh.
That's great. We should have crazy hat day here someday. That'd be fun. You have something good.
We work on customer service insurance. She's been doing it for about a year. She's about to lose her mind. He's called her back to back, and she's like, I gotta do something different. Well, they did a job shadowing thing. A supervisor of the Queens Adjusters listened in on her phone calls yesterday. He stopped her after like the second phone call. He said, I had no idea, and you had no idea that this was gonna turn into a job interview that I want you.
Oh,
As a Queens Adjuster, making like twice as much as what she's.
Wow.
hey.
So I was like, well, I'm calling you, this is be a text conversation, but you should feel so good about this because you put this in, like, like, this happened because of the performance that you.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. Good for her. Thanks for sharing. Yeah. Yeah.
Good stuff.
Anybody else? Something good before I move on? Okay. Well, we do have a packed meeting. I want to make sure we
Yeah.
get to all of it. So if you do have something good, you think about it later, pop by my office, let me know. All right. So packed meeting. So we're gonna make sure we get everybody up here that needs to get up here. But let's see, Lisa. She's probably busy. She doesn't miss. Oh no, Lisa. Give it up for Lisa.
Lisa.
Okay, Vincent, the new wire fraud. Couple things on that. The Vincent forms cannot be handwritten. They have to be filled in. We can't take the forms in. They have to be submitted through the same portal that they've been sent out. We need to have seller and buyer emails and phone numbers so that we're able to send these forms out. Let's see, hard money lenders are also having to fill out some of the similar forms to determine if they are AML approved or not approved. So therefore reporting or non-reporting. So sometimes you'll hear a lender say, hey, they sent me this stuff. I'm filling it out, working on it, whatever. That's the reason why. Oh, seller and buyer questionnaires. They need to be completed as soon as possible so that they can go through the process. Currently, we don't have a ton of them. Therefore, our third-party company that's handling that doesn't have a ton of them, but that's going to increase especially as the summer increases, etc. So just keep that in mind. And people have asked me who they can complain to about this. Your congressman or woman, you can send them an email, you can call them, you can do it on a daily basis. That's fine too. But that's who you would talk with if you had any complaints in regards to this. Thanks, guys.
Lisa,
Lisa.
one more question. For FinCEN, if it's a buyer buying their owner occupied home, the home to live in, yet they're paying cash and choose to be in an LLC, same rules apply.
Correct.
So it doesn't matter if it's we think investor, and that's going to be 99% of the time, but it can't be an individual would be under the same scrutiny, right? Okay.
Potential trust depending on how your trust was set up.
Okay,
So you'd want to have that verified too.
perfect.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay,
You're welcome.
very good.
Yeah.
Thanks, Lisa. All right. All right, Todd Branson with Fairway Mortgage. Make your way up here. Give it up for Todd.
Who can tell me what the Strait of Hormuz is? I know you'll know.
You're not going political here, are
I'm
you?
not going political.
Okay,
I don't know.
good.
Skinny
Um,
piece of water.
Skinny little waterway. 100% of the world's oil goes through it. It's 20 miles wide and it's right below Iran. So it's closed right now. So if anybody has driven past a gas station, what's happened to our gas prices? Yeah. Back up to $3 when they were in the lower twos kind of scenario or mid twos. 241. Okay. I thought of Darren the other day. I was in Harrisonville, which tends to have cheaper gas. And I got 224. I almost texted you. I'm like, it was like 250 something here. Anyway, the point is this. Instantly, the markets react to things that are happening that they perceive to happen, almost like the future. They're saying, what's going to happen to gas in the future because of what happened over the weekend? Okay. Same exact thing happens in the financial markets. What do you think happened yesterday at Open a Business and its following path today with regard to rates? The markets are scared. Human beings control the marketplace. Guess what we do? We overreact. It's been that way since the beginning of time. So what will happen with gas, when things get a little bit more resolution here, hopefully this week even, you'll see some calming down. Before I stepped up here, I was checking the financial markets, and they've recovered a little bit from some of the losses this morning. But it's normal. Okay. Rates are great. Friday close of business, we were probably the lowest we've been in 3+ years.
Mhm.
We've lost a little bit of ground in the last 48 hours, candidly, but we'll get back. I just wanted to say, do you know how to spell Hormuz? Bonus points. I looked it up. Hormuz. Anyway, but the Strait of Hormuz controls 20% of all oil through the world, mostly to China, candidly. So it's, the future markets right now are saying, hey, gas is going up. If gas goes up, what happens to the financial markets and mortgages? They think that rates will push up a little bit, inflationary, things like that. Okay. If you see it, that's why. Thanks.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Todd.
Oh, no. Yeah,
Always love a good geography lesson. Let's see. I see Matt Davidson in the house
Matt
today. Come on up,
Davidson?
Matt.
Wow.
Farm Insurance.
twice in a month.
Oh, that is twice in a month. Good.
Yeah, you were gonna say it hadn't been a while.
Yeah, that's been a while.
When you get older, you lose your memory.
Mm-hmm.
My name is Matt Davidson with State Farm Insurance right here in the building. For anybody who I haven't met yet, I would love to meet you. I was going to talk a little bit about good news today. State Farm's financial statements came out for 2025, and there's good news and not so good news, but overall good news. Has anybody heard about this dividend?
Yep.
So State Farm is a mutual company. So it's not a publicly traded company. We don't have stock. You can't go buy State Farm stock. If you have State Farm Insurance, you are an owner of State Farm Insurance, a very small owner because we have about 97 million policies in force, but you are an owner. Last year, we had a very good year in the auto insurance side of things. And so just some numbers. So we have declared a $5 billion dividend to give back to our policyholders, and that'll be coming sometime later on this summer. The reason for that $5 billion dividend is we are seeing improved loss frequency on the car insurance side of things. And our investment portfolio did extremely well last year. State Farm had, beginning of last year, at the end of last year, we had like about beginning of 2025, we had about $140 billion in net worth. That grew about $25 billion last year. We had a $1.5 billion underwriting gain. The rest of that is from our investments. And so when the market does really well, our net worth goes up, right? And so we don't have stock shareholders to pad pockets. So that money, that $5 billion will be coming back to our policyholders. This is on the car insurance side of things. We don't know exactly how it looks yet. We know the timing will be sometime later this summer. The more vehicles you have, the more premiums you pay, the more you will get back. And so we have about $49 billion cars in force, $50 billion dividend. On average, we're looking at $100 a car. That doesn't mean that if you've got 8 cars, Darren Jones, you're going to get $800 right away. But we're looking at averages. I think it's going to be a percentage of the premiums that you pay. So that's a good thing. In addition to that, we have seen over the nationwide, we've seen about rate decreases in 40 of our 50 states that we do business in, totaling about $4.6 billion in decreasing rates. Those of you who have State Farm car insurance probably have seen your car insurance drop, all else being equal, right? And so on the car insurance side of things, things look good. On the flip side, on the fire insurance, this is homeowners, this is liability umbrella policies, things don't look quite as good. Last year, in 2025, we had underwriting loss of $3.1 billion. That's a little bit of an improvement from a $3.6 billion loss in 2025. And so I say that, and what drives those losses on the fire side of things is catastrophes. So last year, we paid $78 billion in claims. Of that $78 billion, $15 billion came from catastrophic losses, and that's across the country. The most costly catastrophic loss in the history of State Farm was the California wildfires. So far, we've paid $5 billion. It's anticipated we'll probably end up paying about 7 billion on those. And so big numbers, right? I mean, it's a really large company, the largest insurance company anywhere. And so the overall good news is we're seeing auto insurance rates falling. Homeowners insurance, we're seeing pretty stable right now, but with 1% deductibles coming along. And then on the liability umbrella side of things, we're seeing significant rate increases on the umbrella because of increasing in litigation and lawsuits from all the attorneys that we see on TV. So probably more than you ever wanted to know about the financials of State Farm, but I think it's important to know sometimes the size and scope of the company. We hear a lot about insurance companies don't pay out, this and that. And if you look at the numbers, I mean, it tells a completely different story. We pay out when we owe. We don't pay out when we don't. So anybody have any questions, Todd?
Advise your client to call Matt's office to get a comparison on insurance. They're trained to know what our coverages need to be. And with the internet, just like it is on the lending side, it's all about just the number. All they want to see is the number. If they talk to a human being, they will get best service coverage. Last year, I referred 29 deals to you guys and 25 of them. And that's because that's a full comparison of their current company and all that. So he's got great people over there. Give a guy a shot. I work with Mike mostly over there, but insurance companies charge their payment now, and when their payment goes up $100 a month because they're using the so-and-so they've always used, give a second opinion. They do a great job.
Todd, I appreciate your support. And of those 25, how many of them were we cheaper than?
Oh, I'd say
Few, very few.
a few, but not.
Right. Well,
It's just about that.
we're looking at coverages, right? I mean, we're not looking at just bottom line. If you just go with straight bottom line and then you have a real hailstorm that comes through and you lose your roof and it's on an actual cash value basis and you get paid $2,000 for that $20,000 roof, that's when you find out what you paid for on the insurance side of things. Sorry, that took more of my time.
Oh, it's good, Matt.
Thanks, Matt.
Appreciate it. Can I add to that? We had a story, we bought an office building just off the square in Harrisonville, and it had an insurance claim right out of the gate with the existing insurance company. So Matt couldn't help me when I bought it as far as writing insurance. He's like, hey, come back to me in a couple of years. So I had to go with kind of a JV insurance company that I would never do business with because that's really all that was there and available. And so they sent me the premium this year. Of course, it continues to go up. And the coverage on it is horrific. So I finally reached out to Matt. I go, hey, could you look at this now? They did look at it. Yes, the premium's higher, but now I'm adequately covered. As it turns out, if we would have had another issue with that building, our coverage was minimal. So now we're fully insured. Yes, we're paying more premium, but in a much better position.
Nice.
That's my story, Matt. Yeah, you're welcome, buddy.
Very good. Very good. All right, Ryan, you got something for us today? You're good? Okay, we'll mention the class. So on March 24th, I can't believe we're already in March, but here we are, March 24th, Lunch and Learn with Ryan Kubert. He's going to be teaching us how to do video editing to make reels and Facebook posts, Instagram, all of that. He's going to be teaching that March 24th. So be watching for that. Lunch and Learn coming up. So I appreciate it, Ryan. And then do I see any other, am I missing any other vendors? I don't think so. Okay, appreciate you guys. All right, what do we have next? Probably our calendar, which, yep. So this is the calendar. We're basically going to go over all this stuff. So let me click on. I do want to welcome our new agents. Now you've seen many of these around, but this is this year. In January and February, we've added 7 new agents. So if you see their names and faces, please make them feel welcome. And we are excited they're here. There's a lot of energy and excitement in this group. So raise your hand if you're on the screen. Yes, yes. Crystal, welcome. Many of these agents have hit the ground running, so they've already been here a lot. And you're like, oh, Crystal, I've seen her around a lot. Well, because she's plugged in. She's here every day. And she just feels like she's one of the family, and you've been here forever, even though it was just last month. January, I guess 2 months ago, it was January. So we are excited for you all. And then there's a few more that if you see their names or faces in the group, they're with us. All right, we do have our ALC Culture Committee. So come on up, Stephanie Finn. She's got a couple things for us. Woo-hoo.
Thank you, Tim, because we all know I'm not going to do that. Or if you know me, you know. I just wanted to let everybody know, I put these on the tables. We have our next culture meeting on Monday, the 9th. It's usually on Thursdays, but we couldn't make it work next week. At 1:00 here in the training room. We do need some more help if possible, especially with our care committee. It takes a lot to love on our agents and make sure that we're not missing anybody. So coming to the culture committee and the care committee, it's not you have to do everything on every event that we ever do. We're spacing it out this year. So you could just be in charge of one thing. You could just be an assistant, just to help us. We need help is what I'm saying. Please help. Oh, there it is. Okay. And then also we are extending the 50-50 raffle with all of the traveling that we all did. It kind of got lost and only 4 people were in. So we want to make it a bigger raffle for you guys. So that's extended through March. So if you want 50-50 raffle tickets, and I don't have a graphic for that, sorry.
There's things on the back table still under that window.
Oh, okay. Perfect. Raylan and Rustlin are kind of heading that up. So shoot them a text or look at that paper back there. And then one more thing, the Southland Emergency Fund. Thank you to everyone who signed up. This is HPIC. Southland Emergency Fund. Here, if you want to help, and these are specific agents in our office. So this is what we lean on when our agents are having a death in the family. The care committee works directly with this as well, to provide food and things like that. So if you would like to donate to the Southland Emergency Fund, you can do it just like you did the HPIC donations, and scan the QR code or see me, and Caesar can put it on your monthly office bill, or he can do it per transaction if you want to do it just when you close a transaction. So, and then after our meeting on Monday, we will have a calendar of all the events throughout the year so that you guys can get those on the calendar and look forward to that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Steph.
Okay, we look for some people to join them on Monday at 1:00. Culture committee, they do a lot of the fun stuff. So, all right, speaking of fun stuff, let's celebrate with our annual awards. So we are celebrating the 2025 awards for the office. And the last couple of years since I've been here, we've kind of just had it right here. We try to make it as nice as possible, but we've really outgrown the space. And so we are moving the awards ceremony next Tuesday. So it'll be next Tuesday instead of team meeting. We'll all drive out to Peculiar to the Dogwood Gardens, and it's an event center. And we are going to have a full catered breakfast, and we will celebrate our annual awards and celebrate. So whether you're getting an award or you're thinking, oh, I know I'm not going to get an award, please come anyway. Come have breakfast, come celebrate, come hang out. We'll have balloons, we'll have candy, we'll have breakfast. It'll be fun. It'll be a lot of fun. Please RSVP though, so that we can order enough breakfast for everybody. That's also on our Facebook page. All right. Tim, did you want to say something about your class?
I can.
Can you for?
I can. Well, I really want.
Yay! It's actually been a really good group that has come and been a part of it. I got stuck out of town one time. Wow. Yeah. So crazy in here. I got stuck. And so Jake covered for me on the finance week. So thank you, Jake. That was fantastic for you to cover. This program has been super awesome. If you have missed out on any of the classes, or if you just haven't been able to make it work with your schedule, grab the book. We have a copy of the book here in the office. It's for sale. It's a straight pass-through. It's $21. It's phenomenal. I mean, I think it's so much easier to follow this even than Ignite. It really helps, like, just get you, for me, it's always like a restart. I feel like every year I'm like, okay, I got to like restart up again after the holidays. I just get so like out of the routine, and it's been fantastic. And we talked about lead gen and just the different systems that KW has to offer for doing lead gen strategically. And there's also like the pleasure versus pain scale. Like, well, I hate doing this, and this over here is really fun. And so find like ebb and flow in the middle of that so that you keep lead gen consistent. That's what we just talked about. And next week on March 9th, we're going to have a top agent panel. So it's a really awesome opportunity for you to see some of our agents who are doing this at a high level already. And they're going to be up here just sharing how they've taken the systems and models of KW and plugged it into their business model and how they're getting the awesome results that they're getting. So I'm sure there's going to be some Q&A if you have some questions that you want to ask them, like, well, how'd you get to that point? Or what caused you to choose that? And they're just, we're rip off and duplicate here, right? If there's somebody doing it at a high level and it's something that you would do, steal it, take it, do it. There's plenty of business to go around. There's more than enough that we could all service. So be here for that. That's going to be an awesome just opportunity to hear from them, even if you didn't do the class. That's all I got. Thanks, Brandy.
Thanks, Tim. Okay, let's see. All right, today there is a lunch and learn following this team meeting at 11:30. Faith Weber with the CHOSA Home Warranty will be here to tell us about her warranty program. One of the things I do remember, I don't know all the things and she'll tell us more, but I do believe in the way I remember this, it's a CHOSA. I was like, how do you even say that? And you get to choose, I don't think this is why they did that, but you get to choose your contractors. Your people get to choose who, instead of just getting the whoever works with your home warranty company. So I think that's kind of cool. So check out Faith Weber today. Even if you did not RSVP, we still have room for you to stick around, get some lunch, and learn from Faith. She's super sweet and super fun. So today after team meeting, stick around. Tomorrow, if you're a new or newer agent to us, we invite you to our new agent lunch. Todd and Lisa and myself will be there. We're going to the Peanut. Todd, you bringing your credit card? You're gonna... All right, Todd's bringing his credit card, so free lunch. So if you're a newer or newer agent, I've already got a list of about 8 people on our list. So if you're not on my list, you haven't talked to me already, and you want to be a part of that, and you need to meet a great lender and a great title person, then we want you there tomorrow at 11:30 at the Peanut. Ryan, I don't think you're new, right? Sorry. Just make sure quality control there. Okay. All right, it is March. I'm having to wrap my brain around March already. March 20th, so later this month on a Friday, we're having a CE class hosted by Crown Home Inspections on the 10 most common home defects. That is an elective for Missouri and Kansas. I will tell you, space is very limited. We already have 21 signed up. So don't wait, jump in there. I think it shuts down at 30. So if you can't get in, that would be why. So if you need some CE classes and you like to do it here in the office for free, I think they're bringing snacks. I think. I don't want to promise that, but get signed up for that. Sorry, guys.
Wah, wah.
Wah, wah. All
Peanut
right,
for Darren.
Said he was going to make it fun today. That doesn't look like.
Does this look fun?
Does that guy look like he's having fun?
And I mean, that's AI. I can't make that face. No matter what you guys do to me, I can't get quite like that. But we are under audit by MREC.
You told us it was coming.
You've spoken
Like,
into existence.
you said we were past due.
Maybe. We were past due. Now we're due. So I just thought I'd go over a real quick list of how that is going to look. The auditor is probably already looking at our socials and our web pages. So all the things I've been telling everybody, it's coming. It's coming true. He's going to look at listing files, buyer agency agreements, all pending contracts, a random sampling of our sales, probably over the last year, maybe the last 3 years. And that stuff's all just going to get emailed to him. He will come into the office. In the sold files, he's going to look at all the addenda, closing statements, all the stuff that compliance makes us put in there. This is why. He will come to the office. He'll check our business sign. He'll check to make sure that our phone number and our address match the records that they have. Again, advertising. He might drive by. He may have already driven by some of our listings to look at our signs. Again, that's advertising. I wanted to keep this short. So what happens if you screwed up is that they can write you a letter and say, here's what went wrong. They can fine you up to $2,500 per offense, up to 25,000. It's 2,500 per day. And if you don't fix it, whatever that thing is, it's up to 25,000. They can make you take classes. They can revoke your license. So it can be serious, but they're not out to ruin your lives. You've got to be pretty bad to get them to take your license. If you're a little bad, they'll take your money or make you take a class. All the MREC rules, all the KREC rules are online. If you have specific questions, all the rules, all the laws, all the statutes. It will be, once he comes in, collects all of our stuff, probably 4 to 6 months before we hear back. The commission only meets about every 3 months. And so once this guy leaves, I want to say his name's Logan, but doesn't matter. He'll take his findings, give it to the commission. He doesn't recommend anything. He can't tell us, he will tell us what he found, but then all of that gets sent to the commission. They decide in 4 to 6 months who gets a fine, who goes to class, and hopefully it'll just be pretty cool. And we'll have a few minor things and nobody has to pay fines. Time will tell. That's all I got.
Thanks,
Short and
Darren.
sweet.
Darren? Didn't say bad.
And Darren announced the audit thing in a unique fashion a few weeks ago, and it caused a little stir. In the history of our market center, no one's ever had their license revoked due to this audit. So just FYI. And has anyone ever had a significant fine that you can remember? You've been here a long time now. I'm going to say no. Yeah. Well, $2,500. Yeah.
This is my first audit with.
Oh, is it? Okay. I thought you were here the last time. My bad.
How did we get chosen?
It's just random.
Random.
So they say.
Yeah, you're due every.
So
6
don't
weeks.
freak out that we're not doing something right or doing something wrong or whatever. We just got selected. We got chosen. What's that?
Kind of like jury duty.
Kind of like jury
Kinda
duty.
like jury
Yay. So that's kind of how that happened. So we appreciate you, Darren. That's why Darren's on us all the time. Know the rules, do it right. We have Carrie and Hannah auditing our contracts and making sure those are right. This is all why, guys. So
We've been preparing.
we have. So, all right. I really don't. Oh, the only thing I really have is, on the weekends or Friday night or Saturday morning, I've been sending out this email that looks like this. If you can't read it, it's okay. Hopefully you got a copy of it about what is coming up this week at KWSP. This takes me a minute to pull together and push out there, but is it helpful to you?
Yes.
Do you like it? Because it seems like a lot, and I know it's a lot, but I try to organize it in such a way with links and whatnot that everything you need for the week is all in one spot. I'm happy to keep doing that. I might delegate it to someone else, but do we like it?
Yeah.
Okay. You're not going to hurt my feelings if you don't. Send me a private message. But I will keep doing that, but it's got the links. If you hang on to this, you could be able to find whatever we're doing throughout the week. Okay. Say that again. Okay. Well, there we go. There is another thing that brings up that we do have a Keller Williams Southland calendar that you can subscribe to. So every time our front desk puts something on our office calendar, if you subscribe to it, it will auto-populate to your Gmail calendar as well. If you want that, I forget how we do that, but we can figure it out. It's been a minute since I've helped somebody do it. But it is pretty helpful to just open your calendar and all the things for the week are already on it. All right. I don't know what this page is supposed to be, but we got some January awards. All right.
We did.
Tim, we got some awards. But here, come on up. Let's give us Tim. Here's the deal. If you notice, I don't have piles and stacks.
Yeah. Oh.
So It's all digital.
Oh,
So we're going to try something else because we're all in the ventures of doing things new, like audits and emails, and now digital awards.
I like it.
Okay, so the thought is, let's try something. If you guys, I want your feedback. We're going to do digital awards today. If you want the paper copy, go see Becca right after this, and she will print you the paper copy. We were going through a lot of ink, a lot of paper, and I was watching a lot of those things go right into the trash, which, yep, no problem. It's, oh, not yours. But I was watching that, and it would happen. And people says, if you want a paper award, we are happy to get you one. We'll get you one today. Otherwise, let's try it. Here you go.
Where are these posted anywhere?
They can be. They will be.
Like, that would be super cool to just like post on your social media.
Yep. Yep. And that's what we're trying to figure out. What would be best? We can share the actual award. It looks like a certificate, or we could make a post. We're trying to figure this out. What's going to work best for everybody?
Okay, January awards. You guys ready?
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, closed volume. Remember, that's what we get paid on, right? Closed volume. Closed volume awards. Number 3 in the group category, LBRE, $612,000. Number 2 in the group, closed volume, New Edge Partners, $1.4 million.
Good job.
Number 1, group closed volume, the Five.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Wow, great job, Fives.
Huh.
Excellent work. All right, number 3 teams closed volume, brick and mortar real estate, $370,000. Number 2,
S&P.
S&P real estate, $859,000. That was like fancy font. I'm not.
Yeah, that's so fancy.
All right, number 1 in the team category for closed volume is Lacey Landon, $74,000.
Good job.
That's excellent, January. All right, in the individual category, closed volume, number 8, Steve Collins.
Good job, Steve.
$7,000. Number 7. I broke it. Number 7, Yelena Harlow.
Yay.
$230,000. Number 6, Brandon Barnett, $332,000. Number 5, Russell and York, $369,000.
All right.
I did work on that.
Mhm.
Number 4, Kelly Raby.
All right.
Kelly.
$1,000. Good job out there, Kelly. Number 3 in the individual closed volume category, Tim Crankle. Tim. Number 2, Darren Jones.
Darren.
$5,000. And number 1 in the individual category for closed sales volume is Trisha Henson.
All right.
Oh.
Good job, Trisha. Okay, listings taken volume. Remember, this is the listings that we've taken now in hopes to get under contract, be ready to sell. List to last is what they say,
That's
right?
right. That's
All
right.
right, these are people that are going to last. Here we go. In the number 3 for the group category, 5 real estate
All right,
teams,
Five.
$205,000. They live to see another day. Number 2 in the group category, the Wrangle
Wrangle.
Group, $330,000. And number 1 in the group category is LBRE,
Good job.
$1.2 million.
All right.
Man, he couldn't have got him up $500,000 more dollars.
500.
Oh,
Yeah.
$500.
500. Well, then, yeah.
That's that tricky marketing. I see what you're doing there. All right, what's next is going to be number 3 in the team category.
Yes.
Brick and mortar
Brick
real
and
estate, $92,950. Number 2 in the team category, the Finn Group, $990,000. I feel like I'm seeing like a lot of clever marketing numbers here is what I'm seeing. Number 1 in the team category for listings taken volume is O'Connor.
O'Connor.
Hey.
Ah,
1.454900. Yes, I love it.
high five.
All right, and listings taken volume for the individual categories are number 9, Darren Jones, $175,000.
Hey.
Number 8, Shelby Eckers,
Shelby.
$199,000. Number 7, Brannigan Barnett,
All right, Brannigan.
$237,000. Number 6 in the individual category, Tori Richmond,
Good job, Tori.
$155,000. Number 5, Jessica Mize, almost $300,000. Good job, Jessica. Number 4, Sandy Paxton on the board, $424,000. Number 3, Julie Phillips.
Julie.
$500,000. Good job, Julie. Number 2, Chloe Knobloch, $550,000.
Chloe.
Good job, Chloe. And number 1 in the individual category for listing stake and volume is Jesse Brown.
Brown.
$85,000. Good job, Jesse.
Good job. Good
All right,
job.
next up is home runs. 1 listing, 1 under contract, and 1 closing. And this was for
Home
the
run.
month of January. All right, here we go. Home runs are Brannigan Barnett.
All right, Brannigan.
Come up there, Brannigan. Karen Jones.
Yeah.
TJ, the fun guy. Joe Goodwin. Josh Fife. Way to
Yeah,
go,
Josh.
Josh.
Yeah.
Silas Gray, killing it as usual. Good job, Silas. All right, and that leads us to $1 million months. That's over $1 million in closed sales volume for the month of January was Paul
Paul
Fife.
Fife.
Good job, Paul. Silas Gray. Good job, Silas. Trisha Henson. Way to go, Trisha.
All right.
Great job,
Good
everybody.
job. Thanks, Tim.
Work.
Nice, Tim.
All right, great job. That kind of went a little faster. Not that that's what it's all about, but you know, if you like it, you like it. I don't know. If you do want a copy of the paper or the digital, see Becca. She'll hook you up. Okay. Thanks, Tim. All right, Lonnie, it's all you. It's 10:41. We
Perfect.
want to do this, or we
Yeah.
want to
What do we got?
do listings, buyers, and open houses? We
Let's
got
do
some
this.
time?
Yeah,
Let's
this
do
is
it.
perfect.
All right, we got some time because we did that so fast. Look at us being efficient. All right, let's tell us about what listings you have coming up or on the market, buyer needs, and any open houses. Let's start with listings. What do we got, Trisha?
And, open house Sunday for 1 to 3.
Okay, very good. Out in Freeman. Very good. What else? What else? Other listings? Joanna.
Bubble Lake, East Redwood Road in South Kansas City, going live tomorrow, 4-bedroom, 3-bath, totally remodeled, really nice, bigger home, 2,100 square foot, for $335.
Okay.
And then we have, in Morning View going live on the 19th, 702 Twilight, really cute, one of the cutest ones I've seen.
Oh, yay.
And that'll be, 270.
Okay. Awesome. Ryan.
Got one that's coming to market later this month, the free at the Summit, 613 Brentwood. And it's a raised ranch and needs some love. So you got somebody looking for sweat equity. The bones are good on this one, but it's ready for some interior help. That 290 on that one. And then if you got anybody looking for acreage, I've got a really interesting parcel out on Mullen, right next door to the one we sold last year. It was 16 acres. It's a twin. However, this one is better looking because it is all treed out. So it's 100% private inside there. So you can actually design what it is you want your land to look like. Your driveway.
Nice.
Awesome. That one's going to be a 25 acre at 400,000.
Okay. Okay. Very good. Paul.
I've got my listing over on West 78th Place in Shawnee. We dropped the price $15,000 the other day. It's 545, 4-bedroom, 2-story, cul-de-sac. Great location, great property.
Awesome. Good deal. Who else? Listings. Teresa.
It is a home, 300,000 in the Summit. It is 4 bedrooms, 2 baths. So you got 2 bedrooms on the main, the bath, 2 bedrooms up. Very spacious upstairs, like a big outside. And it goes on this one.
Okay.
300,000, 900 Southwest.
Very good. Very good. Thank you. Yes, Tony.
I don't know if I brought it up before, but I have 6 acres in Butler, nice house on it, and Shelby showed it this last weekend. We're still looking for somebody there, and that's priced $360.
Okay.
And then there's an older folks house.
Grandpa's house. Out in Peculiar. Okay. All right. All right. You got any listings you want to tell us about?
Yeah, we just put one in the pre-MLS, went live Monday, unique situation. That's why I wanted to share it. It's a family we've done business with before. The loan is in distress. So there's a very tight window here before we could potentially be on the courthouse steps. Unfortunately, we were brought into the game very late. So they've given me permission to share all this, by the way. So if you look at this house, it's on Timber Creek in Belton, 4-bedroom, 3-bath atrium. It is not in great condition inside. That has a ton of potential. We're listed at 270. Fixed up, it's 330, 335. Probably needs 40 grand to be a really nice house again. We have to have a cash buyer or somebody that has a line of credit that can close very quickly, probably 3 weeks or less. So that limits, you can imagine the pool of buyers, right? FHA, VA, conventional. No, that takes all them out. So we're pretty much with the cash guys or the guys that have a line of credit at their local banks. But if somebody, I don't think it's a great flip if somebody's thinking flip, but what it really could be is if somebody wanted to buy a house and maybe for a family member or something and walk in with 20, 30,000 in equity once they get it fixed up. So that to me makes a lot more sense than somebody trying to flip it and make money that way.
Okay.
So keep that in mind if you have a really unique situation. Yeah.
Okay.
Would a renovation loan work on that if somebody had that? I mean, it closes before the repair is done.
Yeah, I don't know that I have time for any of that. I need a box 3 ready to go, and then race to the bank to see if we can stop the process. So,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Okay. Paul?
I've got a buyer need, couple looking for a house, potentially on a couple acres, think Trot Road, something like that. Ranch, or at least main floor master, and they have a home business, so they need a shop that's suitable for that. They're looking mid-4s, maybe a 5. Belton, Raymore, Harrisonville, Goodyear, they're pretty good.
Okay. Very good. All right. What other buyer needs do we have? Yes.
And let's see, 1.5 at least, space under 300. They had a house at Fort Scott that we thought would take the market days of 58 days to sell and sold it in a day. So now we got to get them.
Gotcha.
Right, and then I have, that's the one, focus on it.
Very good. Very good. Anybody else? Buyer needs? Yep.
Oh, seller.
Seller,
Commercial.
okay.
Yeah, I have a commercial building coming up. We'll probably launch it sometime next week. It's a Raymore office building. It's currently multiple use. Brings in a little over $6,000 a month, and it'll probably be around $625. But a lot of possibilities. Has a full basement under it too, which is really rare for a commercial building.
Oh, cool. Very cool. Well, if anybody runs across an Atrium or California Split in Lee Summit or Blue Springs, let me know around 375. I have buyers looking this weekend. So, perfect. All right. All right. If there's nothing else. Here we go.
My
Mr.
stuff?
Buckney, your
Okay.
stuff, your
All
turn.
right. Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you. Thank you. That's awesome. That's awesome. All right. So last week we talked a lot about activities and engagement of the business and what can happen if you do all those sorts of things. Obviously, Brandy's running all kinds of plays for our people to help them with that engagement piece. And then the stories keep coming in. It's fantastic to hear things. It's like, this is starting to work for me. All of a sudden the phones are ringing and guys, it's not just happening by coincidence. So that's really cool. So here's a concern I have after talking to a few of you guys. And I think you're struggling with this part of it. What I don't want you guys to do is I don't want you to go through months and months of building, doing the heavy lifting, right? The reps, lead generating, touching base with your database, open houses. I could just go on and on, all this stuff. And then you finally get in a position to have a conversation to get hired and you fumble. Okay. By the way, everybody does it. Ryan, you fumbled those conversations before. I've fumbled them before. We all have good days and we all have bad days. Sandy and I were talking on the phone about something the other day. Hi, Sandy. And she's just like, well, you just say that so easy. And I said, well, it's because I say it all the time. It just comes out. We were talking about a challenge with a listing. But here's what I want you guys to think about. About 18 months ago, we had a change in our world where it used to be, and many of you guys know this, you would go to show a house. Paul sets up a showing on a house, and he can see right there what the seller's offering for a commission, right? The good old days, we'll call it. Oh, 3.0%. He knows that's what the seller's offering a buyer's agent, right? Everybody remember that?
Yes.
And then the world changed and everything was going to go to heck in a handbasket, and it didn't. So basically what happened then is after all this lawsuit nonsense, is they did a decoupling of commissions. If you don't learn anything today, learn what decoupling is. Google it, whatever you want to do, and understand what decoupling means. It simply means this. And what I want you guys to understand is how to have this conversation with buyers and how to have this decoupling conversation with sellers. It will make you look like you know what you're talking about versus 90% of the people you're competing with, okay? So understand this conversation. So when a seller hires me, one of the first questions they're going to ask is, hey, Alon, we see your numbers, you're all right, and all that kind of stuff. What are you going to charge me? Right? And so I'm going to simply say this on the listing side. I work with a lot of sellers. I'm going to go, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, I charge 3% on all my listings. And you're going to have about $2,000 in closing costs. I'll break all that down and get it down to the penny before we launch the listing. I'll also do some examples of various price points so you can see what your net proceeds look like. So I can sell my house for 3%? No, not quite so fast. What has happened as of about 18 months ago is we decided in our industry to decouple commissions. Well, what's that mean to us? What that means to you is this. In the old days, you would list your house, we would talk about a commission, and let's just say that commission was 6%. We would offer 3% on average, didn't have to be, but most commonly 3% out there in the MLS. So if an agent like Paul wants to show one of my listings, he knows what he's going to get paid. You already know what you're paying me because we've negotiated that ahead of time. This is what we display. The total was 6%. Does anybody remember those days? Okay. A little easier if you ask me, but we've all trained around it to where what I'm finding is it's hardly affected you guys at all. Now, other people in your industry, it has affected negatively because they either can't have the conversations or they're not being trained to have the conversations. So I'm going to tell Mr. and Mrs. Seller, hey, I charge 3%, but here's what I'm going to prepare you for. As you look at the examples I'm going to do for you, you're going to notice that I'm going to show 3% to the listing broker and potentially 3% to a buyer's agent. Well, why would we do that? I like 3% better than 6, LB, right? Who wouldn't? You guys get that? Because here's what I've found in the 18 months since this happened. We're essentially back to what we were doing before. It just is designed a little bit different. They thought that it would change all the commission structures. What's going to happen, Mr. and Mrs. Jones? Yes, this is what I'm charging you. And I can all but assure you every offer that we see on your house is going to ask us to compensate the buyer's agent. In almost every contract in my office, which has an average of 75 per month, we're seeing that it's 3% ask for the buyer's agent. It could be 2.5, it could be more than that, but this is what we're seeing over and over again. So guess what I'm going to disclose to you is the highest probability? That number. You guys get that? Okay. Any questions? Does anybody struggle with that? I hear you on the phone. Yes, you do. You stink. No, you actually, we collectively are doing good compared to most people, but I think people just sit there and they start mumbling a little bit and they kind of get caught up in it. Know what that looks like before you get into the kitchen, okay, with the people at the kitchen table. Let them know, hey, it's pretty cut and dried now. Our industry decided to decouple commissions. Back in the old days, they displayed it in MLS. Agents knew it was a piece of cake. Now what happens is I charge a fee as a listing agent, and I'm going to prepare you for a fee as an ask, negotiable on the buy side. Most commonly, it's going to look like this in the market that you're selling in. Now, if you're selling a $2 million house in a luxury place in Hallbrook or something like that, maybe in there, the average buyer ask is 2.5% or 2%. So you can, then there could be some rural areas where it's higher than that. I've seen that too, especially in lower priced houses. Questions? Okay, buyer side, do the same thing. Have the same conversation because they're going to go, well, you're having me sign this buyer's agent that says that I owe you 3%. And I'll go, well, I don't have 3%. I can't pay that. Well, here's what I'm going to do on your behalf. I'm Sandy Paxton. I'm kind of a big deal. I'm going to go in, and when we make an offer on the house, not only are we going to talk about what we want to offer from a price standpoint, we're going to see that the seller also pays the compensation that has me represent you. So you have professional representation throughout the transaction. Oh, well, that's cool. And by the way, that's how this business has been done for years. It was just designed a little bit differently for a while. You guys get that? You should have very little pushback from buyers. Now, they might say, you might get the negative Nelly, right? Every once in a while, say, well, what if we run into a seller that won't pay my fee? That's no different than running into a seller that won't negotiate on the house, okay? Or won't do the closing dates you want or the closing costs. We just have to work through that. And if somebody wants to be a complete, you know what, maybe that's not the house for us, okay? Right? Anybody ever run into that? By the way, Ryan, you have?
Yes, we bought with family on the buy side, negotiated commission, fantastic transaction. Worthless. I'll leave that name out. Anyway, we come back and want to buy a third lot this spring, right? So we go back, make the offer, everything's cool, right? Come back, we're not paying commissions this time. Everything's cool, except no commissions. So we have to negotiate. I get them finally to see it my way. They're paying me $1.5. I go to my buyers, I'm like, hey, we're essentially a couple $1,000 apart. What do you guys want to do? We can walk on this thing. Right? Nope, we'll pay you the other $1.5. We'll move forward, we'll make you whole 3%. I love that, because I know listing agents only get paid 2%, so I can't wait until she sees that. But again, it's our ability to negotiate. with our buyers and let them know, and they see what our value is, what we're doing for them. And, you know, you just gotta work with that seller. I mean, if they're not willing to pay you, it's all right, you just let them sit for a little while. We did let them sit for a few days, they came back and they want to have.
Yeah. Does anybody run into those kind of things? I'm not very much at all. You are a little bit?
Made our offer and she came back told me, well, we're gonna pay 2%. And I was like, well, that doesn't really work with my client's budget. So, and she goes, well, this is negotiable. And I said, that might be your negotiable, but that's not what I'm working for.
Mhm.
So this probably isn't the house for us. And she called us back in 6 hours and said, I'll give you 3% if you'll submit your offer back again. So.
You guys hear that? Yeah. You guys, we now have to be better in our conversations and honestly better at negotiating to get the fees that we want to have. Or you could just cave in and take whatever they're willing to offer you. Okay. I firmly believe we earn what we should get. Let's be sure we have the skill set to go and get it. Okay. By the way, you're still the #1 Keller Williams office in Kansas City as far as per commission per side. So our rate is fantastic. Again, we talk about it a lot. We're pretty good at defending it. I just don't want to see, especially some of our newer people who are really starting to get some traction and the phones are ringing a little bit. And even the ones that aren't, I can see the activities. I know where that eventually leads. I just don't want them to get into this conversation and go, that kind of thing. That stinks. Because then you're like, I didn't get hired and I screwed up the commission conversation. Sit down with other people in this office, close those doors, sit down here and practice. That's a great way to do it. Pretend this is a seller on the other side of the kitchen table. By the way, these people you're meeting with, they're normal people for the most part. They know that everything's not free. You just have to be able to explain it to them. If you explain it to them properly, you're going to get paid the way you want to get paid almost every single time. Did you have something, Christian? I'm sorry. Oh, Jake, I'm sorry.
I would say if you don't have a first practice with ChatGPT, works great. I talk to that a couple times every morning on my way to work and give you some objections to overcome, and then I talk back to it and say, could I have done something better? Did I address everything? And it'll give you pointers.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just like talking to a normal person.
Sure.
And if they try to stump me, give me a hard one, ask about the commission. I mean, you can do anything with it.
Yeah. Well, and sometimes you guys will run into a seller, you'll meet with them and say, hey, they'll go, hey, LB, you're worth the 3%, but I'll be darned if I'm paying this other agent full 3%. I might pay 1, I might pay 2. And then I'll just kind of be quiet. And then they'll say, what do you think about that? And I go, well, I think you're going to be at a huge disadvantage because every person, for the most part, in your space, the 300 to 350 category in Raymore, Missouri, I can tell you because I see the contracts come through, your other sellers are paying that. And by the way, all the comparable sales we looked at to get you that amazing price that you now want me to chase and get, guess what those sellers were paying? Most likely that number as well. Okay. Now we don't get to see that like we used to, but we see enough contracts internally here that we see the same things over and over again. I will tell you this, every listing I have, every offer I have, I don't know that anybody's asked for less than 3% unless it was somebody maybe buying it for their kid or some weird deal like that. Ryan?
This market heats up, and it will this spring, and we get into multiple offer situations. Be prepared for this conversation. You better have that with your client prior to making offers. That way they have the ability to stand there with you as a team instead of look at you as something they have to pay for also. So make sure that you're, like Lonnie says, teamifying this thing before you get into the heat of the battle and then have to sort things out. It gets really, really wonky to the point where they're like, how do we get the house we really want for the price we want, and still have to become very awkward. So have this conversation. That's why you're in the conference room up front doing the consultation.
Yeah, very true. Questions, concerns? We good? You good? Comments? Yeah, like that. Yeah, which is fine. That it'll come up. Well, you think it'll come up when the first off? I would love to know what their net sheet examples look like. You just put the 3% in there, and where it says buyer, you put question mark? I'm not going to put question mark because I just told you that 95% of the contracts I see them we're going to be asked, negotiable, to compensate a buyer's agent. Okay, so we're going to prepare the people the right way. Silas is going to come rolling into one of my listings, and I know Silas, he wants to get paid and he deserves to get paid. I'm going to already have my seller prepared. That's what their offers are going to look like. Instead of them going, what's this big number, right? We already discussed that. It's on your net sheet example. Decoupling, you guys understand? The seller side and buyer side have been pulled apart. technically, we're really, as an industry, back to the same number. It just is two separate conversations. Okay. There you go. Yeah, people love that. Yeah. Yeah, just use transparency a lot and people will hire you. Transparency, decoupling, ethics. Yeah, you use those. Those are great ones. So my concern, like I said, is we're doing all this hard work and I want to be sure that we're getting hired at a high percentage. By the way, you're not going to get hired every time, okay? Ryan Finn goes on appointments. He doesn't get hired every time. Tim Crable doesn't get, Nathan Priest, where's Nate? I guarantee you, Nathan doesn't get hired every single time. But they know if they don't get hired, it's not because they didn't have preparation and the right conversation. They just didn't get hired for other reasons in almost all cases. And by the way, I'm in a situation where I was helping a friend here earlier in the year, and they're high net worth people, and if they didn't end up buying, but if they would have bought something, it would have been around $5 million. Okay. I wonder what, so I'm like, hey man, I've never sold a $5 million. I don't even know what to ask. Guess what? Those sellers were prepared to pay 2.5% on a $5 million house. Wish I would have bought one. Do the math, right? Okay. Dang it. They decided to move out of state. Didn't work out. But nonetheless, you don't know what you don't know. So just be prepared to have the conversation and expect to get your number. Guys, on the buyer side, it should be a layup based on what I just told you, because the people that control the listings at the highest level are having the conversations with their sellers about paying you as buyer's agents. Now, you'll run into the odd duck every now and then. I'm not saying that won't. And there are cases where if you want to come in with some smoking lowball offer and you offend that seller, guess what might come back at you? Yeah, a little commission-dectomy along with a little rude note and a counteroffer, right? So just know you set yourself up for that if you're going to play that game. It's not. And by the way, when somebody wants to lowball an offer, what I always tell people, and I highly recommend you understand this, is, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, if this is a house you really want to acquire, what I found in doing this for 1,000,000 years, and Darren Jones even longer, is that when you come in with those kind of offers, very often they don't even counter you. And they just say simply no. And that does not set a very good groundwork for us acquiring that house at any price, right? That's true. That's true. Has anybody ever had that? You threw a lowball offer and they gave you the, yeah.
Have you compensate me already, so we'll take care of that on your side, and then I'm just straight negotiating price point with them to get pretty aggressive.
Yeah.
That way, we have clear understanding on how this broker will get compensated, and you go back for them pretty hard.
Sure. Josh.
One, as a buyer's agent I've had, when they refused to pay my commission, went under contract $175,000 on the list. So it was reasonable. You kind of that opinion.
Yeah.
Instead of a 200,000 under list offer, they countered 25 grand more and said they're not paying me.
Okay. Did it work out? How'd you get paid? Yeah. Yeah.
I just had to pay me a little upfront, 3%.
Okay. All right. So you just figured it out. There's a little workaround. By the way, it helps a little bit when it's family instead of the general public.
Well, assuming we make it to the wedding.
Another reason to get married. Shelby, did you have something?
And my buyers really wanted like another $5,000 off. And so I said, well, hey, why don't we just say we won't ask for any piddly stuff under 5,000 on the inspection? And both sellers bid on it. And then I don't have to jack with that little piddly crap with the inspections that they don't fix correctly anyways.
Yeah.
If we're all being honest.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Sellers don't fix it.
There's a lot of ways to skin the cat here. And one of the techniques is, hey, if we're doing the back and forth, is maybe we just come about it as a buyer and say, we won't ask for anything that's under a certain dollar amount. Then that they know they're not going to get nickel and dimed if they do come down to a price point or a concession point that they're maybe right on the edge of uncomfortable. Is that safe to say? Okay, let's pivot into one more conversation. I was meeting with somebody while Brandy was gone. I can't remember who it was. But anyway, we were having a chat, and where I thought it was leading me was really interesting. Tim Crable's kind of, would you say, outgoing personality?
Oh, wow.
Shelby? Yeah. Shelby too, right?
Yes.
Pink boots, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Who else has pink boots? Yeah. Anyway, where I'm going with this, guys, is there are Darren Jones, completely different personality than the two of them. How long have you been doing it?
30
been a pretty good career for him. Would you guys agree? Does anybody know Nathan Priest in this office? He's an accountant. Okay, he's got an accountant's mind. You think Nate wants to stand up here with this stupid thing? He would. I mean, he would literally rather do anything than stand up in front of a group like this. He stays in his lane and knows how to work a very successful business, working to his strengths, not worrying about what his weaknesses are. And the person I was talking to, they'd come from I can't remember what the career was, but whatever it was, they were just like, I enjoy people, but I'm not Tim Crable. And I'm not the gal in your office with the pink boots and all that kind of stuff. So I'm like, cool. You don't need to be. You just be you. Run the play that works for the business that you wish to run. You're not going to attract all kinds of people anyway. Okay. Tim comes in with jazz hands. If he's sitting in front of two people that are both engineers or accountants or people that are really detailed, that might not work too well, right? Okay. Darren might come in there with some really creative people and he's just all business, or Lonnie, that's more my approach too. And we might not gel. I'm doing a deal right now where in Raymore, where Mrs. Seller is just the coolest lady in the world. Mr. Seller is retiring as an engineer. And he just is mesmerized by the way I do things. It drives him bonkers because he wants a detail of everything that happens during the entire transaction 24/7. And I'm like, hey, dude, we got this, okay? Notice the number of sales I've done? Guess what? That's because I do that without involving you in every little thing that happens 24 hours a day. Drives him bonkers. He goes, I don't know how you run a business like that. This is the biggest sale of my life. I've got to know all these things. And I go, okay. Or you could hire talent and let them do their job. Okay, so once I said hire talent, let them do their job, it's funny how he's kind of backed off and now we're cool again. We're cool again. My point is there's so many different personalities that are killing it in this business. Even the top people, Ben Kenny, has anybody ever heard of Ben Kenny? I think he's the #1 Keller Williams guy or he's #2. So it's a crazy, massive thing. He would not even, he would hate to stand up here. Now he does it now just because he has so much money, but he's the opposite. He would stand here and look at his feet. His personality on a disc profile would tell you real estate, no chance. He's either #1, 2, or 3 in Keller Williams. So what he found is he can create businesses. He understands how to operate in the business world. And if he needs jazz hands, he'll go get Tim Crable on his team. If he needs that kind of thing, he'll hire to his weaknesses and have that taken care of. I'm really good at tech, as you guys know. But the people I surround myself with are good at those things. You guys got that, right? Paperwork, not my thing. So just think about that. When you meet other people outside of our industry, everybody has a chance to build something amazing in this business. And they don't have to have this dynamic personality. They just have to have a plan and execute on that plan. Does that make sense? I mean, it's really, really true. I wish Nathan was here because Nathan's one of the best examples we have. He really, although if you guys have met Nate, he's fun and everything because he's comfortable with you guys, but he's very shy. He's extremely shy, but he's one of the most talented people I've ever met in my life. If you just went with his personality profile as an accountant and all that stuff, he would have never made it in our industry, right? Yeah. Has he made it? What's that? Yeah. Yeah. Happy hour, all of a sudden he does have a different gear. We'll just leave it at that. He could be a little more Tim Crable-ish. But anyway, so
After 7.
I don't want to hear any more excuses that, well, I'm not as outgoing as this person. Bull poo. You can make up 100 excuses why not to succeed in our industry. And I'm going to give you 100 examples why you're wrong when that comes up. Okay. No different than if you are the jazz hands. Okay. And you've got all that working for you, but you have no substance and you have no game, you'll get crushed too. Okay. Just because you have all that flash, you better be able to back it up with some substance. Does that make sense to everybody? Did I forget anything?
I don't think so.
Okay. That's all I got.
So,
What?
oh, you're,
I'm just putting that up there from now on.
all right,
Hormuz.
guys,
The word of the day, Hormuz.
20 minutes till lunch and learn. 20 minutes. Here.
Congratulations. That's great.